Don't tread on me. That is exactly what this Ruger 1022 stock screams. This is the BLACKHAWK Knoxx Axiom rimfire stock. A little bit of a long name, but well deserved. It is been tried and tested in my own little service as for both hunting, run and gun, and general target shooting. And let me tell you, it gets an A+ on all 3 marks. Hello everybody, this is Ultimatehistorybuff1 again. This time we've got a review on, of course, a Ruger 1022 stock. This stock is available on the market, practically any place you shop for your firearm goods. You can get it at Sportsman's Guide, cheaper than dirt, Cabela's, I think Bass Pro might even carry it, and of course you can go to Dick's and pick this up. I picked this one up for $100 before tax at a local Dick's, and I probably paid a little bit too much on it. Come to find out, I can get these shipped to New York, which is of course a bummer state, the nanny state. We're not that free here. Means I can only have the 10-round magazines. I can't get any of the new higher capacity, well I guess they'd be standard capacity magazines, but I digress. Today we're focusing on this stock because it has been tried and tested, it takes a beating, and it keeps on going, and it keeps your gun protected. If you've got a very nice factory stock like I do, this is a late 60s, early 70s manufacturer, 1022 carbine, has one of the original walnut stocks with the barrel band. It's in beautiful condition. I've actually, any marks here that are on it is my own fault from my use. Anyways, what we're looking at is essentially just a plastic stock. You have a 6-position collapsing butt. This comes in very handy for carrying, for throwing in a pack, for making your package a lot smaller, and pulling it out, of course, for longer-handed shooters. If you have younger shooters or a girlfriend or a wife, daughter, anybody who is smaller stature that needs that shorter length of pull, this works out very well for them. And also, when you're running around with it, if you're doing tactical run guns, of course everybody knows the advantage of having collapsing stock. It just makes things move around easier. If you've got a bulky vest like this on, plus clothing underneath, your length of pull doesn't have to quite be so long, so maybe put it down a notch or two. But I digress. Again, of course, the test bed is the Ruger 1022, an amazing 22 rimfire gun. This is just one of the best you can buy on the market. Although they might be a little more pricey than many, this will last you a lifetime and probably your son or daughter's lifetime. You can see here maybe a little bit that this stock has been worn. All those scratches, the dirt embedded in it, the rust on the swivel studs, just makes it an excellent presentation of how tough this thing is. It might just be plastic, but they made it right. And not to mention, this is a huge value because some places you can get it for $60 or less, other places up to $100 like I said. The most expensive I saw it was $110. The cheapest I saw it was on Cheaper Than Dirt before they ran out of stock for $60.04. It's just a great stock. A huge benefit in my eyes is the free float barrel, but we'll get to that in just a minute. We did some accuracy testing with this, and the rifle is capable to great lengths. This stock, however, will extend your range for being able to hit a 10 by 12 inch plate from 200 yards with a good scope and a good rest out to a possible 250 to 275 on a good, clear, hot day in the summer with no wind. Again, the stars are aligned and the bullet hits its mark. Anyhow, perhaps the biggest point of all this that makes this stock absolutely 10 out of 10 stars is the fact that not only it adds accuracy, it's a good value for price range. It makes the gun lighter, coming in at only 1.2 pounds, the stock itself, meaning that I can have this large 3-9 by 50 millimeter objective scope, plus see-through rings, and keeping the gun under 6 pounds is absolutely wonderful. But the ultimate point that I find on everything that benefits from this stock is where it is manufactured, and that is in the good old United States of America. That's right, this is a US made stock, and I am proud to own it, and I am glad I purchased this even if I paid a little bit too much money. With my philosophy of use for this, basically with my hunting, my target shooting, and my running gun, hunting is probably the biggest part of this. I purchased this stock so that I didn't have to ruin my good walnut stock, and it's benefited me a lot. As you can see with all the scratches and the marring on it, you can see I ride this gun hard, and it never fails on me. As long as I clean it every blue moon, make sure I'm not running really dirty ammunition out of it. We're using Blazer, CCI Blazer ammo, 40 grain solids for most of the target shooting and planking that we do. Remington hollow points or Winchester hollow point rounds like the Hornets or the white box Winchesters for hunting. That works out well. This is excellent to pack on a camping trip. This makes it easy. You can put it on a pack if you're going hiking. I'm probably going way too fast, throwing out way too much information, but it just goes to show you how excited I am about this. And you're not left without too many features on this stock when it comes. Of course, you have a thin pistol grip, which is good for smaller shooters, younger shooters, and even if you have a large hand, I find that it fits into the palm very well. Of course, with this stock, it's still stiff even after a while. It might be a downside, but I don't really find it that way because it's very sturdy, not any wobble to it. It works out very well. The only downside of this pistol grip style is that it increases the poundage that it takes to pull the trigger. Now, of course, the trigger is going to be the same poundage from one stock to the other, but the angle at which you're pulling it makes it seem heavier. So, and this is just a standard factory trigger group in this. There's been no modifications to it, which leads me into my next point. Basically, if you're going to purchase this stock for target shooting, it's well recommended. I will show you groups from the standard stock that has the barrel ring on it. This is a factory stock. This is with the iron sights, as you'll see in the beginning or end of this video. I'm not quite sure where I'm going to put it in yet. That sucks. That's pretty bad for off the bench with iron sights. Now, that could be a bit of my fault, but basically I just put the bead in the crotch of the sights and put it over this black dot at 40 yards, and this is what happened. The barrel band seems to pull the shots low, meaning that at greater ranges you have to, of course, aim higher. And we've got a couple flyers over here. This is a 10-round group. That's not too bad. We keyholed a couple times. But then again, this is with iron sights at 40 yards. Blazer ammunition, CCI Blazer. Now, here we go with the Axiom stock. Switched it over on the same time. And you'll notice there is a couple of really bad flyers. I wrote suck less. You know, that was pretty bad. I'm pretty sure those were me. I was trying to use the irons. I re-referenced the irons to the scope again, and I started putting them right here. I did cheat and use the scope a few times. That was probably these two, but you can see that's a great group. And the scope is, of course, dialed into this stock. with the gun in this stock. That is the free-floating the barrel. I think it definitely increases your accuracy by freeing the harmonics of the barrel, especially with this carbine barrel. Like I said, I extended my range from 200 out to 275 yards to be able to hit a, I believe it was 10 by 12 inch plate, or maybe 8 by 12 inch plate. It depends. Just a 1/4 inch steel plate used for plinking at longer ranges, shorter ranges, run and gun type stuff. But anyhow, now I took this out a while back, and I decided to see what I could do with just 10 rounds resting, just basically sitting down and resting it with my elbows on the table, and this is what I got. To me, that rocks. This is at 35 yards. This was before dusk, if I remember correctly. Now, there is a flyer in there, but to me, that's pretty good. That's a dead coyote. That's pretty good accuracy for just not locking in hard, just basically running and hitting. So it's essentially minute of animal, if you wanted to say. I'm not expecting great feats of accuracy out of this standard 1022, but as you can see, that stock has helped greatly with the accuracy of this firearm. So we continue on, and anybody who's been worrying about the gun, it's been safety checked, safety's on. It's been sitting here safe the entire time, pointing in a safe direction. Got a Simmons scope on here with a Weaver base, in case anybody wanted to know. And of course, the standard Lyman sights on this 1022. Flip up, flip down. That's pretty much all I can say about this. My main point with this is that it's a great ergonomic stock that will help you also train for your AR style platforms, your AK style platforms. If you have standard capacity magazines, 25 round, 20 round, 1022 banana mags, that'll help you out a lot in your run and gun. I have to use 10 rounders, of course, but even then, with just the standard paddle, because of the ergonomics of the stock and the length of my fingers, I can actuate the safety, press my mag release easily, and also come over the top or from underneath and use my charging handle. The weight of the gun is lightened up quite a bit. Without the scope, this gun probably weighs in right about 5 pounds. You got to remember the 1022 uses the aluminum receiver and lightweight steels in the trigger group, so there's not really much weight to the 1022 to begin with, but when you add this stock to it, it makes it an extremely well-pointing, lightweight, fast-in-action firearm. As I mentioned before, there does come with swivel studs. You can put a bipod on this. I did use this for a different purpose, putting on a muzzleloader, so I had taken down the little nut and filed it. This one's been rusted basically solid into the stock. I don't have a sling on it at the moment, and I have put that one out of the way. There's a quick detach point on this stock, and I'm not quite sure about the buffer tube style, the fake buffer tube here. I don't have much experience with collapsing stocks other than this, but this might be replaceable with your mag pull and Troy Industries butt stocks if you so wanted to do that. My personal favorite of this style stock is the OD Green, and that butt pad, that butt stock does not need to be replaced. So that pretty much wraps up the quick review. I know there is other reviews of this style stock on YouTube. I just wanted to show you this stock in action, and I wanted to show you the benefits of having this stock. And if you get the chance to, and you have the mind to, and the wallet for it, pick one up. You're not going to regret it. This thing is proven tough. It's USA made, and if this wasn't a good product, I would not be putting my good word on it. I find that this is true and tested, and quite worth the money. Hey, thanks for watching the review. This is Ultimatehistorybuff1. I hope you enjoyed it, and please subscribe, tune in for next time, And as always, God bless and stay safe.